Ahoy there, I'm Tiny Pirate and welcome back to Factorio, yay! So, I've got a little project in mind today, and that is to build a massive mall, which is a place we can go and collect resources from, things we want to make rather than having to hand make all this junk. But before we do that, I wanted to go over a couple of things I've done off air, just kind of maintenance tasks which didn't seem super exciting. First, I've made this blimmin' steam rack, a full 20 boilers and steam engines, which is the full available production for that amount of water. So hopefully, oh, there's no pipes there. That's gonna make actually making steam pretty hard. Whew, I wondered why they were looking so quiet down this end. But anyway, now we have even more available. Yay, and water's coming in. But before we left this, what I wanted to do was set up a little alarm, because messing with computational things in Factorio is really super entertaining, at least if you're weird like me. So I'm going to put a rack of boiler steam things over here. I need a couple more pipes. Where are they? So I want a couple of pipes just so I can easily plug in other things. And then I've got 4 tanks, which I want to put like this. And they're going to fill with steam. And they're going to be like an emergency buffer. And as you'll see, they'll slowly fill. And what we want to do is set up a kind of a cool alarm. So I'm just going to string out something like this. And we're going to put down the alarm. And I'm afraid it's going to make a heck of a lot of noise if I turn it on, which would be a bit alarming. You see what I did there? Yeah, it's pretty high quality entertainment you get around here. So I've got to put in some lights there. I'm going to connect this alarm to this. And what I'm going to say, so this is now connected, is if steam is greater than 0, no, I'm going to do it. Actually, I'm just going to put on another. I've just been going for damage upgrades just to, I don't know, we'll go for science upgrade. There we go. Just to keep things busy. I haven't really put any significant research through. So what I want to say is if the steam falls below like about 5,000, because each one of these can take 25,000. So maybe if it falls below half, maybe about 15,000, you should play an alarm. If you steam is lower than like, I don't know, 12,000, 15,000. And now it's going to play an alarm endlessly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put equals 15,000, and then what'll happen is, at least when it flips through that threshold, is it going to keep going up? I think it will. Really? Are you not? You guys should all be pumping steam out. Oh, it might be that I've got to get the whole stack, which I don't mind doing. It's just quite a lot of pipe. Let me check. Let's go across here, and then we can go to there and pick up some more. Let's see, is it moving up now? Yeah, it does seem to be working up a little more. So yeah, I suspect I do have to pick up all of the steam. And I don't know if I really have the pipes for that now. So what I'll do, I'll just do it like this. I'll get it laid out and maybe I'll come back another time. But I want to have an alarm so that if I don't notice that the power is getting too low, I will be alerted, because this steam reservoir will drop. Because this will act as a reservoir for the steam tanks. So even if I'm out of coal or something, there will be a bit of time for me to run up and figure out what's going on and try and get things started while the whole system draws down the stored steam. Because stored steam does not lose heat or anything like that. While I've been away, or while you've been away, I've also done a little bit of upgrading on these lines. We've now got 3 of these lines, and you may have seen there's a bunch more production being dropped as well on the manufacturing, on the mining. I'm also going to go through and I've got the tech for the, I don't know, what do they call these? The better furnaces, the steel furnaces. No, what are they called? Yeah, steel furnace. They're not like required or even significantly amazing, but they are quite nice. I think they're faster. You're twice as fast as normal. So I've made some. I don't really feel the need to go and do a massive upgrade on those, so I'm just going to leave that. But now we need to talk about what this mall is going to be. So what I want is an area, and I'm actually going to place it somewhere over here. But first what I want to do is route in a whole bunch of copper, and then I'm going to route in some iron, and I'm going to try and put some more turrets down over here maybe to keep me safe, because it's looking a little dangerous out there with some ammunition. But I'm going to route in copper and iron. I'm going to set up a chip factory, basically the same as that one over there, and I want to route chips pretty much down here. Like, there is going to need to, we're going to need a ton of chips, because even if we don't necessarily use them right away, we're going to use them for blue and red chips later on. Like, just so many. It's just ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. And we can leave these pretty much dedicated to providing for the science networks that we have. Speaking of which, what should we research next? I think we'll go with plastics and then solar panels, and we'll be ready for all stuff soon. But for now, what I want is a bunch of this lot, a bunch of this stuff, and kind of disappointed at how little coal seems to be getting through, which is a bit of a shame. I need to fix that. But what have we got? Have we got 80 ammo? Need more ammo. I think we'll just suck up all of this ammo here. Have all those, maybe a few grenades. Have all those turrets. Where are they? Do we have them? Yeah, they're there. 43 of them. That should be enough. And I'm going to go and start laying out the equipment we need to produce our mall. So I'm just going to do that. Do that off air. Don't think you need to see that all over again. So just hang tight. Wait there. Don't go anywhere. So I just want to give you a little update while I'm laying things out. So I've split off some copper and iron. I don't think I'll be needing a vast amount of that right at the start. I just want to show you the utility of having, what am I talking about? The utility of having these blueprints. Like, blueprints are just so amazing. I've just blueprinted the entire of that production stack over there. And I can just now plop this bad boy down. I'm thinking about there is probably fine. And with a bit of artistry from me, I can just pretty much just run around now and patch this whole thing in, which is brilliant. I don't know if I'll do the full, I'll do at least like a few rows, but I don't know if I need to do the whole lot. So that's going to be my job for the next few minutes, is patching in all of these beautiful cables and devices and what have you. But I'll come back to you once I've got that up and we're ready to talk about the joys of producing a mall for the ages. It's going to be cool. Oh, there's so much building to do. So much building. Everything is now laid out for the chips, which is great, and all the piping is in, and now it's time to think about our everything factory, or the mall, as other people call it. I'm kind of pondering where exactly to start the mall. Okay, so we've got a bunch of things that have been researched, so I'm just going to keep cracking. Motors, trains are all done. And what I'm inclined to do is to throw a kind of an entrance around about here. And then what I want to do is start preparing factories that are going to dump into boxes for me at the edge of the mall, kind of thing. So I don't know how stylistically advanced I can get, because there's only so much I can realistically pull off. But oh, that's kind of cute. But if I can set up like boxes like this, so they go kind of like, oh, that's too wide, that's one wide. Okay, well that's a start. Do like a factory that drops into each one of those would be neat. Just take away one of those. Whatever, that's fine. So what I want to do is put a box in there. It's choosing to do that despite my best intentions. And say I have a box that comes here, and then I might have a factory drop pipes into it. So the factory would go here, and another one I want to drop sort of fat pipes into it, curved pipes. So I'll go with something like this, power pylon here. So that'll grab the pickers, can pick stuff off the line. And then this one's going to produce pipes, and this one's going to produce curved pipes. Oh, damn it, where are they attacking? Destroyed? Oh my god, what is going on? Ah, I'm panicking. Just bear with me, caller. Oh, what are they? Oh, they're doing so much damage. Oh, I hate them so much. Biters, just die. Just gonna put this here and What have they done to my beautiful factory? Yeah, okay, yeah, I got the alert. Thank you very much, game, for telling me, like, super late. Repair kits. Oh, that's just so annoying. Okay. So they took out one factory, one blue factory at that. Have one in my pocket. And what, they took out a power pole as well? Little bloomin' pains in the necks. I think that's fine. Oh, you're very damaged. And did they take out all the belt there as well? I suspect that they did. Oh no, what was... No, actually, what was that? Oh, they're taking out up the... What? Oh my god. Oh, that's... Oh, god. Oh, biters. They're just... Okay, I need to grab some ammo and then go fix the biter problem. Nah, just wait a sec. Well, I have sorted out the biters. And on the plus side, I've been able to wire up pretty much all of this. And as you can see now, it's hovering with a ton of steam in it. So I will be able to set this to a reasonable value. Like if it's less, that steam is less than 15,000. That's sort of above halfway, but still. Actually, I'm going to drop that. I'm going to increase that, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it drops below 20,000, then that alarm is going to go off, which will be fun. I could wire it into the lights as well, but I don't really want to mess around with decider combinator thingamies right now, so I'm just going to leave them off. Meanwhile, I rerouted the coal a little bit because it was a little bit rubbish the way it was, and I think that is probably a good idea. So the biters kind of did us a favor in a very roundabout way. It's time to get on with them all. So I was in the middle of trying to discuss... Grab all those resources. And I need a bit of copper too, almost certainly. Just pick it up as I run down. Cool. So I wanted to sort of talk about how I'm going to split things off and create boxes for... Don't you... What? Ah, you... Where did they even come from? They got shot, but... Around the edge of the lake? Ah, never mind. Just going to forget about it for now. So, as you can see, this is where these will go, and then I'll set like a little limit on it, and I'll be able to run along this path and just pick things up. So I probably don't need more than sort of that many pipes and that many thingamies. So this is going to be like for metal. What I'll probably do is just plant a side load, because there's often not a lot of demand on walls, so you don't need high throughput, which means that the best way to do this would be to just give half a belt and then figure out the other half. Oh god. Okay, do it like that. And just, yeah, you figure it out, game. And I'll give them some power, and we will be pretty good to go. I also want to do things like get power poles made, because that would be sensible, right? And then I don't have to make them myself ever again for a long time. So there, and there we go, in that little divot. So that's going to spit over to there. These are going to fill up, and that's our first little... Okay, trains. Keep researching trains. Good job. That's going to be our first little factory setup. The next one on my list is probably maybe the iron plates, iron sticks one. Just because that would be nice to have lights automatically manufactured, which makes me think maybe I bring chips in. But also I could do copper, wood, copper, steel. I mean, I could bring in some copper along this as well. I might go with lights, which is going to be a two-step process, which makes me think I need to be able to kind of hand off one to the other, like one factory, and I might go under. So I might even do something like that, which is it seems untidy. It kind of annoys my tidy gene. However, I do like the fact that this is going to... Okay, we'll make sure it actually works. And I feel a little bit constrained by where I put those power poles. Yeah, I mean, that's going to work. And then we can't get chips in. If we stagger things, it will be better. Okay, yeah. I kind of want... I want the mall to dominate. I want the mall to be, like, the best place. Like, that's going to be the awesome location. And that's the thing that I want to work well. And the handing over to... and delivering to me, basically. Well, grab from there, do that. Sticks. You're going to make lights for us. So the real point of the mall is that I can get to it. Oh, you're a 3 thing, aren't you? Okay. That I can get to lots of readily available resources. Have you really not filled up that at all yet? It kind of makes sense. You know what? If I put a slower handle on you, there we go, then we should be able to see that go in. So where are we? Blue factory. I've already had one. You make me lights, and you're going to put them in this box. So we're going to end up with like a rows of boxes, and all I have to do is run along. I don't care quite so much about how pretty the rest of the factory is, if I can pull off this general niceness. So you're waiting for chips to come in. Where was that gunfire? I've got no idea. What are we researching next? Advanced electronics, yes. So we want to bring stuff in kind of over here-ish. I think that'll do the trick. Yeah, that'll be perfect. And that will be... And then I've just got to find other things which match those belts and put them on that side. That's going to be kind of the challenge, is to line the products up. So I definitely need like some kind of copper-steel combination somewhere. And I might need some other, you know, metal chips somewhere else, and I haven't figured that out yet. So the mall could end up quite big. I might actually end up throwing down like multiple lanes of mall or multiple areas. Just haven't figured that out quite yet. So I think that's a good first start. I do of course want inserters and belt and all of that stuff as well. And I will get to that, and I just got to have a little ponder about what each of these things need. So for example, iron plate and belt. Well, that's a good place for us to do these guys. And they can also hand off over to each other. I'm inclined just to go pretty much straight to the fast ones. So it means going for the belt machines first and grabbing from them. That feels like a kind of end of row job to me because of the amount of handover between machines. I'll need to have a little ponder about what that design would look like. Now, why don't we do that? And that way you're a bit slower. Yeah, that's good. You're going to steal some of those. Brilliant. And I might have to study what else to make. Copper, steel. So I'm going to have a little think about that for a short while and get back to you in a second. Oh, actually, rail signals. That's a really good one. Rail signals, rail chain signals. Oh, that's very easy. That's like 2 more easy peasy decisions to make. So I'm going to pop those in now. Where are those? Roughly like that. Did we do like that? No, we not. Yeah, getting a little carried away with the old power poles there. I don't want to get too untidy. My mall front should look quite pretty after all. So rail signals for you. Rail, those signals, we definitely want lots of those. Yeah, so that's going to be a very simple, nice and easy one. And what else to throw in these boxes? I'm liking the look of this mall already. It's looking pretty good. Electric engines. What else? Mining efficiency. I think we'll just go straight for that. Increase our productivity. Yeah, time to have a little ponder. I'll be with you in a second. Well, I have managed to get the first part of this little factory done with these elements that I want. I won't say that it's the fastest, but it is pretty. And that has to count for something, right? I mean, what would be the point if it wasn't? No, oh gosh, I want to undo that. I'm trying to get it so that I like have these little notches. Okay, just one little notch. There we go. So I got a little TP in the middle, tiny pirate. I think that looks pretty good. It's a little bit bottlenecked. Why are you so ridiculously slow? In fact, you don't need anything more than a full stack. You're waiting for gears? Really? Gears production is a little slow? I have these little factories here kind of cheekily making gears on the side. I could even chuck one or two more in, I suppose, because they've got this many for a full factory, 6 or something. But I don't know, that seems okay for now. I might pump it up a little bit more. We'll see. But that is actually working. they're kind of feeding each other through a complex combination of underground belts and overground belts and stuff. But the end result is I have buckets of these starting to fill up, which is just dandy, really. So I'm pretty pleased with that. Now it's time to worry about the inserters, and we'll need a good rack of those to make our mall fairly complete. I think that'd be fair to say. But all these are all done, which is great. Well, I think I've figured out the last part here, and that is how I'm going to do these blue and reds. So they basically require gears. And as you see, I've made gears locally because I just don't want to ship them across the map, and it is a little bit more manageable. Let's get some research going. So gears are being made locally, directly inserted into these, directly inserted into the red one. The blue one here is picking stuff off the floor. And then what I want to do is to basically come round like this. With the old yellow inserters as soon as I get the jolly belt working properly. So where are you? Do I need more? I do. Just waiting. See, this is why we want so many of our own to be made locally rather than in our hands. And then we're just going to go underground, and of course I can't quite go far enough. That would just be typical, right? So that factory gets moved over one. Okay, yes, we'll move this one over one, and then we'll put it down again, and you're going to make the blue ones, and you're just going to have to put up with the fact that you're not quite lined up with everything else, but at least the inserter still can be. You're picking off there, you're going to take off this belt when it spits out like that, and the power is going to go there. So now, what are you waiting for? Oh, you haven't got any power. Well, that's not... I suppose it is my problem. I can say it's not my problem, but it wouldn't be true. So that should keep things ticking along. And yes, the boxes are being filled. I don't need that many of those. I do need quite a lot of those. So I think... How are these looking? They're not actually producing that fast at all, which is a little disappointing. I may have to do some work on that because it was a bit slow. On the other hand, I do spend a lot of time faffing about with other projects, and I expect things will get filled up quite neatly. So I am pleased at least that the basic mall area is kind of done. I eventually will do chests somewhere else because I'll want to do smart chests. I could do landfill and these kind of products down here. I have been thinking about it, but I'll wait till I need to route water and stuff around. Other than that, arguably, I could do factories here. In fact, it would be pretty easy. I could just, yeah, actually, I might just do that. We'll do like gears here, and then what are factories normally? A 3-product one over here. So yeah, maybe we will do that, and we'll put some underground like here to here so that both can pluck. Yeah, we'll do that, eh? Grab all those. 37 already. That's pretty quick. So we'll do something like this. Put a red in. And you can make me beginner factories, which would be just dandy. And I always end up handcrafting them. And I know a lot of people don't automate them. But they are nice when they are automated. I will say that much. It's nice to have them in a box you can just walk past and pick up. So pop that one there. And bam, there we go. That's looking quite nice. Looks like I'll have a couple of the old factory slots which aren't used. I'm okay with that. What are you missing? Gears? What are you missing? Oh, right way around stuff. So we are running a little short on plate, but that's fine. I will actually, you know what? We're going to wire this one up too. So we're just going to connect this to this and put that away. And then, okay, so we'll do factories. Enabled condition is factories less than, I think 20 should be plenty. I don't want to go too high. I don't know how big a stack is, so I think that's fine. We'll just leave that. So as long as it's less than 20 factories, that'll work. And that will eventually, I mean, right now he's stealing all the metal, but that'll drop off, which is good. And I am quietly happy with that. Oh, I actually see an opportunity here. I see an opportunity for me to pick up one of these little factories. Oh, actually, there's like 6 already in the box. And do something like this. Yes, it's going to be beautiful. well, it's going to be a touch ugly, but it's my kind of ugly. There we go. We're going to make more gears because we seem to be a bit short and we're not producing enough over here. Are we getting enough into the belt machines? I actually don't know where we're getting gears from. That's a bit of a concern. Okay, we're plucking them off the end of the belt, which is a bit of a shame. I did have them running like this, but I couldn't. Maybe that would keep up. This guy, I don't know. I don't know which one gets a priority. What I could do though is put some slow ones on. It's actually not a bad idea since I have downstream producers. There we go. That should give this guy priority, which would be helpful because I will be needing a lot of red belt. You'd think it would, but maybe it doesn't. Are you working? Are you set to work? Don't know. Okay, you're a bit input blocked. I can see these helpful indicators. They're a little short of metal down here, but eventually these guys will catch up. I probably can drop them a little bit. Yeah, these guys will catch up and we'll be full-time into belt production. And that's perfectly okay with me because I'll take elegance over efficiency any day of the week. That's still working. What would it take to produce the big ones? Gears and factories, and I could just about do one of those right here. I think I probably will, you know. I think that seems like a good idea. It does mean taking a few out of this box, but that's okay. We can do that too. Give me some of these. And what do I need to make the big ones? Well, I need all the stuff on this belt, obviously. Take that off, put that in a box, and bam, make stuff for me. And I am super pleased with this mall. I mean, this is the kind of thing I might want a blueprint for myself to save for another day, especially if I can figure out the optimal shenanigans on it. Give this some red wire, enable, okay, put that away. Enable as long as the factories are less than, I think 20 for these. Shouldn't ever need more than that at one go. I'm just going to see if that one's also set properly. Yeah, that seems grand. And again, maybe I'll use one of the slower inserters. Okay, has that still picked up the right kick? Yes, it has. Okay, we're not letting much metal get through, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, partly that's because of the balancing we haven't done. Any more to be done? Yes. There we go. Not perfect. Not a perfect way to balance a belt, but that's certainly improving the throughput there. And are we improving the throughput up there? Yes, I think we are actually. I can see it full. What else are we going to research? Why not accumulators? We'll do robotics in another episode. So, are we seeing the belt being produced? So why are you blocked? Your output blocked. Which means that, oh, I see. This is actually doing just fine. It's the gears, I think, are not making it down here fast enough. Which is interesting. Which is very interesting indeed. I could try and fit more gear production in, but I'm not sure it would work. That's okay. Let's have a look. 44. Oh, we're already up to 200 there. Okay, that's fine. We can take those. So I think that's working really well. I'm really pleased with this little mall. I think it's just gorgeous. You know what? For completeness sake. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to do this. I am definitely going to have to do this. You'll see. I mean, just because I just made some yellow inserters, and the point of a mall is not to make anything. And I can just pluck. Oh, this is going to be gorgeous. Look at that. Right off the end of the belt. And we're going to limit that quite a lot. Okay, so it's going to sit there. And it's going to be less than, oh, I don't know, maybe 20. Oh, yeah, 20. I think 20 is probably plenty. I'm ecstatic. It's almost like I planned that, isn't it? I mean, what are you waiting for? Gears? Oh, you should, yeah, you should make gears, and you should put them in a box for this guy. Here we go. Where are we? Reds should be in a box now. I should have some. We'll take half of them. 24. Wow, brilliant. Not going to be very fast, because the reds are slow, but that... I'm basically slightly ecstatic right now, believe it or not. I mean, look at that. That's working really well. I've got all the major components I need except for track, actually, now that I think about it. We've only just got track. Stone, steel, and sticks. And I feel like I could do... Basically, I could just chuck track in here. Stone, steel can come in here. We can pop sticks across there. Yeah, and that would work beautifully. So we'll just... Yeah, it's going to go like this, and that's going to be track. And that's going to be the steel, the sticks. And yeah, it's going to be like this, and then it's going to go underground. So do I want to use red? Don't really mind, it's not much of a biggie here. And put the power pylons between. And then a steel box. And where are you, steel box? Okay, and you are going to take us. I mean, I feel like doing it. Stone and steel. The steel's not such a problem. The stone, on the other hand, is just miles away. They're both absolute miles away. So let me pause this. Let's get this done. I think we're just going to complete this episode. And I'm just going to have like the happiest mall known to man. It's just going to excite me in ways that just can't really be described by mortal people. I'm sure there are those of you out there who absolutely get what I'm on about. The power of a well-designed thingamy. It's overwhelming. Here we go. The steel is coming in along with the stone. It's a little bit dirty along here. I should run it under belt, but since there's no belt there yet, I'm not especially fussed, and it's a little bit dirty around there too. When it gets a bit more contentious or contended with items, I will fix that up. But for now, let's drop that to kind of a max of about that much. Look at that. Look at that. Every slot's filled. That's all the stuff I ever want. Even factories. 20 in there, so they're done. They're done. Wow, that's just so exciting. They're slowly plucking away, and they're doing fine, and the belt here is already replaced 65. Not especially fast, but I suspect that as soon as these, well, as soon as I stop plucking, that one's finished, so it's just this one in demand. Yeah, so that's just brilliant. It's doing everything I want. I'm just going to have a squiz and have a look here. Is there anything else I particularly need made? Not right now. Arguably stone walls, but they're so quick in the inventory I don't really mind. We've got to do blue science pretty promptly, and red chips soon as well. Red chips first, but that'll require plastic, and that requires oil, and that all is going to be in the next episode. I hope you've enjoyed watching me build my beautiful mall. I think it needs a few lights at the start, of course. That power pole is kind of inappropriately ugly and massive, but silly things lying to me. But I can still fit a port in there. But yes, I think this is probably it for now. Thanks very much for watching, and until next time, good night.